Hey Tony, it's Friday, and first off, to answer your question of the week, I think the robot would probably do what it's programmed to do, and what I imagine what it's programmed to do would be save the most lives possible. So I think it would end up going off the edge, dooming the passenger, but leaving the rest alive. But it depends, maybe whoever does the programming would think differently. But if I were to program, that's what I would do. So this week was pretty exciting starting on Friday. Well, it wasn't a particularly exciting week, but it's more, I have some exciting news that's exciting, terrifying, wonderful, and terrible all in one. I put in my 2-week notice at work on Monday, making so my last day will be July 5th, because I'm opening up a solo practice. I've been playing around with this idea for years now. Probably about 2 years I've been looking into it, and I've decided to make the jump. It's terrifying. Honestly, it's terrifying, it's exciting. I equal parts can't wait and don't want it to happen. I guess not, I want it to happen, but I equal parts can't wait. And I'm super apprehensive about the whole process. So I came to this conclusion over last weekend, because it was already a dream of mine to open up a solo firm, and work was not doing it for me. I was unhappy. I liked the people I worked with. The job wasn't bad, but it wasn't what I wanted to do. It isn't what I went to law school to do. It was a good job right out of law school to get some experience, but now, especially now that I'm a lawyer, I'm ready to make the jump and do something different. I've wanted to be a trial attorney since I was a kid, like since 7th grade. And clerking was not for me at all. It was overwhelmingly detail-oriented, which I'm more of a big-picture thinker, and I'm aware of that. And being a clerk is all about the small details. I was able to do a lot of work, but there were certain small things that went between the cracks. Some of those small things were pretty important, or could turn into big things. And it wasn't good for me. It wasn't great for my mental health. I was super unhappy. The drive was miserable. And I wasn't doing what I went out of my way to do. I was doing general clerkship, which was great. It was a great way to get experience. I know a lot more about court procedures now. I know a lot more about judges now. And I know a lot more about how being in a clerk's office is. But it wasn't what I was going to do. It was never my intention to stay as a clerk. And especially when I got my bar score back, I was immediately thinking of the next big thing. And that next big thing is a solo practice. It's a lot of emotions in one. And they've really just started to sink in the past few days. And it's a constant give and take of, okay, I can do this, to, oh man, maybe I can't do this. It's a lot. It's really exciting. It's also nerve-wracking, which I've said a couple times, but it's how it is. It's a huge step. It's a jump into not a total unknown, because I've done my research on cases to take, how to be a firm, but reading and doing are completely different things. I can read a lot and think I know what I'm doing, but I know in my first week, as I'm setting up the process, I'm not going to know what I'm doing. I'm not going to know what I'm doing for probably the first year or two, because it's so much of it's going to be it's just an experiment. Now, there were a couple of reasons why I decided to make the jump now. One of the main ones was obviously just my general unhappiness at work, which is nothing against the job itself or nothing against the people, but it was just not for me. But that was one thing. I've been having attorneys for years now trying to convince me to open up a solo practice because they wanted to practice with me. And one of the big things is Springfield right now is having a major lawyer shortage. So one of the programs that Massachusetts offers is called a bar advocate. Now, a bar advocate is basically it's a special public defender. It's the public defender services pays private attorneys to take on cases for them. And Springfield's having a huge shortage of that right now. Last year there were 180 lawyers who were doing the bar advocate work. This year they're down to 140. It's gotten so backed up that prisoners or people in jail are getting released because the way Massachusetts law is set up is after you've been charged with a crime and you've been in jail, but you ask for an attorney, if you're not granted an attorney within 7 days, you're free to go. Like, you'll still get charges pressed against you, but you're free you can get out of jail, which is, of course, a public safety concern. And even further, like, from a straight standpoint, if I'm getting arrested for a crime that maybe I committed, maybe I didn't, but I'm probably not going to stick around too much. I'm probably going to get out as soon as I can. And Springfield needs lawyers. They need lawyers to do criminal work. They need lawyers to do children and family work. There's always a need for housing work. And those are all three things that I want to do. Like, I love doing housing. I look forward to actually doing it as an attorney. The lawyer shortage to make a lot of bar advocate work open up. And there's a certain point of living and dying on your own, which is somewhat exhilarating, in which everything that's going to happen from now on, at least with this firm, is me. It's my doing. It's going to be, if I succeed, it'll be because of me and the help I've had. And if I fail, it would be because of me and the help I didn't get. And that's kind of awesome in a really weird way, to kind of be standing on your own, whether it works or whether it doesn't. It's gonna be on my shoulders. There's also a point that I'm excited to have the flexibility of a solo practice, because now I already know for a fact I'm going to be putting in 60-hour work weeks frequently, which is miserable as it is, but it's something I understand is going to happen. Because I'll be having maybe 35, 40 billable hours a week, then all my non-billable hours of just office management are going to be a lot. But it's the parts of law that I've wanted to do are really hard to do if you get on as an associate in a firm. But if I'm, a solo partner, then I have all the flexibility in the world. So it's exciting. And I'm really excited to see where it goes. So Tony, my question for you is, have you ever considered opening up a business before? Tony, I'll see you on Tuesday. Later, bro.